Hi guys, Ashley from Ash Cash Budget here. If you're new to this channel, I am currently trying to work through my debt using the Dave Ramsey program. I am on baby step number 2, paying off about $42,000 worth of debt, and I'm down to just my student loans now. If you would like to follow along, click the little red subscribe button down below. This is my July budget plan, and it's not very promising, but I had a great month last month. So I'm still kind of really hyped up about that, and I'm glad. Even though this is quite a lower month, I have been planning on it for the past couple of months. I kind of knew there was not going to be much, but I'm always prepared with my January sinking fund if I don't somehow make enough. Right now it says I'm $161.12 over budget, and that is with me saying $700 per paycheck. Now I do kind of expect to be getting a little bit more with my first paycheck, but I want to err on the side of caution. I'm going to leave it at $700 for now, but hopefully maybe with that first paycheck it'll bring this up to even. But the second paycheck, I have to make sure to get enough hours to make that $700, so that's still up in the air too. I'm going to do a couple other things that I'm trying to take care of. I really want to focus on cleaning out the garage and stuff like that. So I might take this opportunity to do so if I can find the time. But I am going to try some other things like Amazon Turk. I've been using that for a little bit, so I want to try to make some money. I don't know exactly what the time frame is. I'm going to look into how fast they pay you so that I can get a payment before July is over and have that be within my income as well. I am also working on Transcribe Me, but that is kind of hit or miss. I only have $10 of the $20 threshold. So I will see how far I can get with that and maybe get something from that. I might be dog sitting at the end of the month. So there's potential for some things to definitely be coming in. But I am more concerned about just being available or being able to go and do a couple little things here and there for work so that I at least have a little bit of income from my main job and continue that. We're just going to stay guesstimating $700 for right now. My boyfriend's amount is the same amount as last month because I have not gotten the rest of the bills, of course, yet, so those are all old numbers. In my favorites, I've started using my favorites section. My favorite section last month was my Discover card, and since I paid that off, I've changed this to be my federal loan snowball payment. So I'll show you that down in the debt category. I've rearranged it and added this, so I'll explain that when we get to that section. Seeing as I am only guesstimating about $700 per paycheck, I am bringing everything down to the absolute minimum, which is why that $161.12 is over budget. It really is kind of the minimum that I can budget down to. And as I get other incomes coming in, I will push one or two things up. Of course, my main income would be anything bill, sinking fund, or cash envelope related for the most part, unless I absolutely need something like extra gas. Maybe I'll take that from the side hustle. But all the extra side hustle money needs to go towards debt, unless there was, of course, a really dire situation. But as long as I can meet my absolute minimum with my personal income, then everything from side hustles or from Amazon Turk or dog sitting, that stuff will go towards debt. So this is my sinking funds for my absolute minimum, and then if I do make more with my personal checks, I can up these if I need to. And that January fund is what I was talking about. If I can't meet my minimums and I don't have enough side hustle to even make my minimums, then that would come out of the sinking fund category of the January category, $1,400 in there, a little bit over right now, so that if I don't make enough, I have a cushion there, because this is a very variable income type job working in entertainment. Some months there's a lot of things, some months there's nothing. We did have 4th of July, we have a couple of other things, but there's not much. All of these are fully funded for right now. Car maintenance, I bring it down to $50 for my absolute minimum, down from $100. Medical is the same, down to $50 from $100. Registration, I'm still paying until I have enough in there for the registration, since that will come up next March. So I'm committed to putting $10. If I absolutely had to, if I for some reason am still under budget, I can cut that one out. Phone, 20, and that kind of is the same thing. I would like to keep paying myself no matter what, $20, as if I was paying insurance to T-Mobile like I used to. But if I absolutely had to, I could cut that out as well. Gifts I have cut out for the time being, and shows I have cut out for the time being, because those are a little bit more luxury. The gifts, of course, is for other people, and Christmas is now half a year away, so I don't see that category getting very full, but when I'm not making enough, that gets cut out. Housing, all of this stuff is what me and my boyfriend split, and this is all the same exact as the June budget report, because I have not gotten the bills in yet. Rent, of course, will definitely be $850, and these will be updated once I get them. And then my regular bills, it's been the same for the past couple months, but this could go up or down by a couple cents. Phone for $86.32, so that's a minimum. Car insurance, $100, I absolutely have to pay that, and health insurance, $150. I definitely have to pay that back to my boyfriend for the health insurance. So these are non-negotiable. Cash envelopes is another place where I can try to tremendously cut, and that is where most of my budget gets cut when I have to cut back for the month. Now gas, I put $160, so that would be $80 per paycheck instead of $100 per paycheck, which is what I have been doing, in anticipation that maybe I will be driving a little bit less. If it looks like I need to drive more within the next 2 weeks after I get my first paycheck, I might have to up that to $100 for that paycheck. I'll just have to kind of go with the flow on this one and just take out what I need for gas, what I kind of project for the 2 weeks after each paycheck. So that's kind of almost non-negotiable, but I've brought it down a little bit. Medical is non-negotiable, $25 per paycheck, $50 for the month. Cats, non-negotiable, $20 per paycheck, $40 for the month. Personal, I do bring down from $200 down to $100 for the month, $50 per paycheck. If I absolutely had to, I could probably cut out one of those other paychecks and just do $50 for the month, which is cutting it down a lot. Hair gets cut out completely. Clothing gets cut out completely. I can survive without those things. Wallet money, same thing, cut out completely. Groceries and household always come from the church checks that my boyfriend and I get, because we split the services. Whenever I have to work, he'll take over. So we just put all of that money towards the grocery and household fund. So on months like this, I don't put anything towards it. Now, on months where I do make more, like last month, I will put $40 per paycheck for groceries and $20 per paycheck for household. But seeing as I don't have enough and I can get by with the church money, $0 per paycheck. Here in the debt category, the things that I've changed, I have moved Discover from the top to the bottom as it is paid off. All of my consumer debts are gone, completely paid off, consumer debt free. So all I have is my federal loans, and so that I wouldn't get confused, now there is 7 loans, and tell me what you guys think. I don't really want to this is already a long debt section, and if I add each individual 7 loan, I actually signed up for the direct debit, which said it's going to take off 0.25% of my interest each month. I don't know if that's true or not. We'll see. But I set that up to automatically withdraw $130 every month on the due date, the 22nd. So that will always hit, and it will pay that first minimum payment for the federal loan, and that spreads out to all 7 of them. It's a lump sum, and then it spreads out what it needs to based off of what is owed and how much is there. And then I was going to make my snowball payment on top of that at the very end of the month, when I know exactly how much extra money I have, since I have, of course, a variable income and other things might come in. You know, I don't know exactly how much I'm going to put towards it, so my snowball amount will be at the end of the very end of the month. So no matter what, I'm dedicated to 130, even on a low income month like this. That is the absolute minimum. But Then my snowball payment I put up here at the top so I can type in plan and see that grow over the month. And that's why I put it in my favorite section so I can see how much extra I am able to put towards it. And that will be the amount that I would put towards the very lowest loan when I go to make my payment at the end of the month. So I think just keeping those two separate makes it a lot easier. So I don't have to figure out, like, as I increase this number and subtract 130 and that's how much I need to make sure to pay. I just thought it would be easier to have it separate. But I also don't think I should make a separate line for every single 7 different loans, because the minimum payment is a lump sum for all of them. I don't know if that makes sense. Please let me know. Do you think I should just go ahead and line out all 7 loans as each of their own loan? Because then their minimum payments will change on each of them as I knock one out, because then it's only going to spread over 6 or over 5 as I pay each one off, but it's still going to be $130. I really hope that's not confusing. Let me know what you think down below. I'm going to put the links up above to subscribe and another video that YouTube will suggest for you guys. Stay tuned to see how this month goes. Some months there's just not much to do. Let me know what your plans are for July and what you did for the 4th of July if you're here in the US. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.